Then he proceeded to introduce with a smile. The rewards for this competition are the same as previous years. The first prize winner will receive a third stage magic core. The second prize is a second stage magic core. The third prize is a first stage magic core. Students who enter the top 50 will each receive a purple crystal coin. When this was said, everyone was pleasantly surprised. To enter the top 50 and receive a purple crystal coin. One purple crystal coin is enough to cover 10 years of living expenses for an ordinary person. The Cuddy siblings next to them scoffed. Haven't seen the world, getting excited over a purple crystal coin. Pitiful. I make more than 3 purple crystal coins in pocket money every day. Meanwhile, Eric continued to introduce. According to the group draw, the single elimination match will begin. The rules are simple. No weapons allowed, no killing. Hope everyone will perform well. I now announce. The competition begins. The whole venue instantly erupted with excitement. Finn stood on the side looking awkwardly and said, "Ha ha! So exaggerated." At this time, the Cuddy siblings next to Finn mocked. "Stinky kid, don't get eliminated too early. I'm looking forward to taking care of you myself. But look at how timid he looks, he might not even have a chance to meet us." Finn coldly replied, "Yeah, you both are ugly, you're right." His comeback was brutal, angering Cuddy the second, who yelled in frustration, "You better not run into me, or I will definitely take you down." To defeat the reincarnated sword god of a generation, Finn actually violated the rules, took drugs to enhance his strength, and faced the anger of the Cuddy family siblings. Finn then left with an indifferent attitude. The first round has begun in a blink of an eye. I saw Finn casually punch and sent his opponent flying out. Cuddy family's the second Derek also easily dealt with the opponent. Fatty Brian, at this time, patted his head and asked innocently, "Are you all right?" The defeated opponent also smiled and said, "Ha ha, I lost. You just threw me out of the arena directly." At this moment, several people successfully entered the top 8. First round of the top 8. Finn versus Cuddy family the third Maria. Maria smirked and said, "Making it to the top 8, you're just lucky." Finn said awkwardly, "They really are enemies through and through." Maria suddenly rushed up and said, "But your luck ends here." She struck towards Finn, who dodged by hugging his arm and sidestepping in place. Later, they staged a scene of cat and mouse. This made Maria very angry. Shocked, she thought to herself, "He never lifts his feet off the ground and yet manages to dodge all my attacks?" Just as she threw a punch at Finn, Finn skillfully dodged and said, "It's my turn now," as he launched a punch. At this moment, Maria saw Finn attacking. She was instantly terrified as Finn's hand paused in front of Maria. And then he coldly said, "I don't want to hit girls, you give up." Maria's face was covered in cold sweat, thinking, "Could his strength be even greater than mine? How is that possible?" Then she gritted her teeth, thinking, "No, I absolutely cannot lose to him. Otherwise, how can I maintain my dignity? I haven't lost yet," she yelled loudly. She kicked out at Finn with one foot. This time Finn ran out of patience. He reached out to block the kick that was coming, and said angrily, "Stubborn and unyielding." Suddenly, a hidden weapon appeared on the sole of Maria's shoe. The hidden weapon swiftly shot towards Finn's eyes. Just when Maria thought she had won. In Finn's eyes at this moment appeared a gossip pattern. The hidden weapon unexpectedly stopped in front of his eyes in an instant. Then, he shouted loudly, and his chi surged. The hidden weapon was directly bounced away. The hidden weapon made a bang sound when it hit Maria's head, causing her to instantly fall to the ground. Finn wiped his sweat and thought to himself, "Luckily, I have already made some progress in the Violet Azure Sword technique. Otherwise, it would have been really dangerous just now." The sudden scene sparked discussions among the onlookers. What just happened? Why did Maria suddenly collapse? I was too far away to see clearly, but it seems that something flew out from the sole of Maria's shoe. At this moment, Eric stepped forward to check the situation. He then sighed in relief. Luckily, it's just a regular poison dart. It won't cost a life. He angrily shouted. Maria broke the rules. She is disqualified from the competition. Finn wins. As soon as he said this, the happiest person is Lucas. Romeo and Derek both had angry expressions on their faces. Eric looked at Finn with satisfaction and said, Finn, you're great. Finn was suddenly taken aback when he heard this. Is he complimenting me? He couldn't help but feel that the Vice Dean had a hidden agenda. The competition is still ongoing at this moment. And below the stage, Romeo said, Younger brother, this medicine can greatly enhance your strength. Eating it, Derek exclaimed. Elder brother, do you not trust my abilities? Romeo's face darkened as he said, I won't allow any accidents to happen. If third sister makes a mistake and brings shame to the family, you must win the championship to maintain the Cuddy family's reputation. Derek took the banned substance and said, Okay, big brother, I understand. At this time, Finn on the stage defeated another opponent. He has gradually adapted to the pleasure of winning. When Brian passed by, he praised, Really amazing, Finn. Then also fist bumped Brian to cheer him on. At this moment, Derek was standing on the side with an angry expression. At this point, Finn also noticed that Derek was not right. Brian, wearing a big smile, said, I'm very strong, so when we fight, I won't hold back. Derek angrily shouted, Be prepared mentally. Stop talking nonsense, you're not my match at all. The match starts as Eric hits the bell with a bang. Both of them throw a punch at each other at the same time. The two fists collide with a bang. Under the watchful eyes of the crowd, he actually took drugs to enhance his strength and cheated. The Vice Dean knowingly turned a blind eye. At this moment, Derek and Brian both threw a punch at each other, and then Brian was knocked back. He was amazed and thought to himself, Could he be even stronger than me? He hadn't even steadied himself when Derek charged at him again. He sent Brian flying with a shout. I will destroy you. Brian also spit out a mouthful of blood. You take my punch. Derek killed Red Eyes punched Brian again. At this time, Eric suddenly appeared and stopped Derek, saying, Stop! Then also hurried forward to stand by Brian and asked, What's going on? Brian, are you okay? Derek recognized the newcomer and also retracted his attack. Brian sobered up and awkwardly said to Finn, I'm sorry I lost. Finn comforted him, saying, Don't worry. I'll avenge you. He then turned angrily and said, Hey! You? Are you ready to die? Derek angrily shouted, Finn, I'm going to kill you. Finn asked, What? Vice Dean, can we start the finals now? Lucas crawled over and angrily shouted, Vice Dean Derek is obviously on drugs. He's cheating. Disqualify him. Eric, ignoring Lucas, said, If both sides agree, then the final starts now. Lucas, feeling indignant, immediately said, Conspiracy. Vice Dean shields the Cuddy family. This match is unfair. I want to see the Dean. These words enraged Eric, and he slapped Lucas, sending him flying out, saying, Too noisy. Fly farther away and reflect on your actions. Finn was also worried when he saw his older brother being sent flying. Eric was thinking in his heart that Derek had indeed taken drugs. Finn, do you have confidence to fight in this state? Then he stepped down from the stage. At this moment, Derek, looking like a ghost, shouted, To win against you, I've put aside my pride and become like this. He punched the ground. Then, I'm going to make you remember the consequences of offending the Cuddy family. Later, he was smugly saying, My power is comparable to the sacred energy 10th layer. What do you have to compete with me? Finn brushed off the dust on his body and smiled lightly, saying, You will find out soon enough. Wait until I beat you until you are looking for your teeth all over the floor. Let's see if you can still laugh. With that, he rushed forward with a punch. Finn dodged the punch with a quick movement. Then he slapped Derek's elbow with his palm. He bent down. He directly threw Derek out, landing heavily on the ground behind. At this moment, Finn looked at Derek lying on the ground with disdain. I'll fight against you like this. Derek, who had regained his senses, gritted his teeth in anger. Then, he exerted force with both hands. He kicked towards Finn with one foot. Finn dodged to the side, with a crisp sound. He firmly grasped Derek's ankle with both hands. He lifted it up with a wicked grin on his face. Then he let go again, only to see Derek losing his balance and doing a handstand directly. He was so angry that he coughed and shouted, turned his head to glare angrily, and cursed under his breath. This bastard dared to undermine me. The audience below burst into laughter, saying, Ha ha, what's Derek up to? Is he performing as a clown? Derek can even do the splits? I didn't realize. Romeo roared angrily. Second brother, what are you up to? Take it seriously. Don't disgrace the family. At this moment, Derek clutched his crotch and shouted, Do you dare to fight me fair and square without using evil magic? Finn sighed after hearing that. All right, then I'll fight you more seriously. Derek's spirit soared when he heard she, feeling smug. Watch me beat you to a pulp. Finn activated his chi all over his body in an instant. In Derek's astonishment, he instantly transformed into several silhouettes. He charged towards Derek. He landed a punch on his body. Derek laughed heartily at this moment. You are fast enough, but your punch is too weak. What will it do if I let you punch me? Finn, on the other hand, grinned mischievously and said, Who said it's just one punch? He just won the title of new king at the freshman competition. The Cuddy family siblings are here to take heads again. Accompanied by Finn's smirk. In Derek's terrified eyes. His punches landed on every inch of Derek's skin one after another. After a flurry of moves, Derek now lay on the ground, battered and unable to get up. At this moment, Finn snorted coldly. You are not worthy of facing my sword. Later, he felt ashamed and said, I, the prestigious sword saint of this generation, actually stooped so low as to bully a child. It would be embarrassing if this were spread around. At this time, Eric announced the results of the competition through a loudspeaker, then won and became the new king of this edition. He then wondered why Finn, who is only 14 years old, seemed so experienced as if he had been through many battles. Could this be called being an old head on young shoulders? And then he thought contentedly, Great, this year we finally recruited a freshman who is strong enough. Just then, Finn's elder brother Lucas flew back and laughed heartily. Ha ha, the Cuddy family is in ruins. Cheating and still losing to my young brother. Such a disgrace. Suddenly, there were two loud popping sounds. Eric and Finn each held a hidden weapon in their hands and shouted simultaneously. Too noisy. Lucas disappeared in an instant in the air. At this moment, Romeo's face was full of anger as he said to Lucas and Finn, I will definitely not spare you. He smashed the stone table in front of him and grimaced. Within 3 days, I will personally expel you from the academy. The scene shifts at this moment in the academy office. Congratulations, Finn, on becoming the new king of this year. Eric continued with a smile on his face and said, This is the reward for the new king, a 3rd stage magic core. Once you have received the reward, you may leave. Finn also didn't stand on ceremony, took the reward and then left saying, Thanks, Vice Dean, I'll head back now. Eric then encouraged Finn, saying, Finn, you should keep working hard in the future. I have high hopes for you. After seeing off Finn, Eric closed the door. He turned back and asked, "Dean, what do you think of him?" Dean, with his white beard, looked puzzled and asked, "His strength is outstanding and his mindset is mature. Is he really only 14 years old?" Eric asked if the academy should help him cultivate and establish a good relationship with him. Dean replied calmly, "Not necessary for now. Finn is so outstanding that some people will not sit idly by." Eric's face darkened instantly as he asked, "Are you talking about them?" Dean then instructed, "If he can survive the test, we will make a move later." "Yes, Dean, I understand," Eric said respectfully. When Finn comes out, he suddenly realized that Lucas was waiting for him at the doorway. Upon seeing Finn come out, Lucas excitedly asked, "Why did Dean summon you to the office? What did he say?" Finn, holding a box, replied, "He didn't say anything, just gave me the reward." Then he chuckled and said, "Bro, you risked your life to obtain the 3rd stage magic core for me, so I'll give it to you." Lucas earnestly refused, saying, "This is your reward. Keep it, it will be very beneficial for your cultivation." Seeing Finn still hesitating, Lucas indignantly said, "Finn, I am the eldest brother. Listen to me." Finn was moved and said, "All right, then I'll stay." Lucas embraced Finn and exclaimed happily, "That's more like it. Come on, Big Brother will take you out for a feast to celebrate your becoming the new king." Only banners celebrating Finn becoming the new king could be seen all along the road. Finn looked at the banners awkwardly and asked, "Big Brother, did you do all of this?" Lucas replied, "Of course. Isn't it prestigious? You've really made Big Brother proud this time." Suddenly, Finn sensed that something was not right. Because the road was silent at this moment, with nobody around, just when the two of them were feeling puzzled. The Cuddy family 3 siblings came out. Maria said fiercely, "Big Brother, make sure to teach them a lesson." Derek reminded, "Big Brother, Finn will use evil magic. You must be careful." Romeo looked disdainful and said, "Finn, you won using despicable means against my younger brother and younger sister. I will seek justice for the Cuddy family." Lucas from Sacred Energy 10th Layer was taken down in one move by Romeo, who is known as the Sage. At this moment, Lucas quickly protected Finn behind him and said, "Just because you're eager to win back your pride? Romeo, if you have the skills, let's settle this one-on-one. How about it?" Romeo sneered and said, "Challenge me one-on-one? Are you even qualified?" He released the chi from his body with a crackling sound and condensed a weapon in his hand. Lucas was amazed and exclaimed, "You can condense a sacred weapon." Finn was also secretly amazed in his heart. Romeo's strength is actually stronger than his elder brother's. At this moment, Romeo proudly said, "Lucas, I'm going to defeat you brothers today. I will expel you from the academy." He then took out a long sword and said, "Our Cuddy family has always used virtue to influence others and will not attack unarmed individuals. Here you go, continue." He then threw the long sword over. Lucas caught the long sword and said, "Romeo, what about your promotion to Sage? I'm not afraid of you." Then he turned to Finn behind him and said, "Young brother, I'll hold off Romeo. You find an opportunity to break through." After saying that, he yelled loudly and rushed up without measuring his own ability. Romeo also rushed up. There was a loud bang. The weapons of the two clashed together, and Lucas's long sword was unexpectedly cut directly in half. Lucas looked furious and said, "Don't underestimate me." He then hugged Romeo barehanded. He turned to Finn and urgently shouted, "Young brother, run!" Romeo sneered, "Do you think this can stop me?" Then his chi surged and sent Lucas flying out. Romeo threw another punch at Lucas, who was sent flying out. Lucas was directly knocked out. "Big brother," then hurriedly appeared by Lucas's side. Lucas gritted his teeth and asked, "Little brother, why didn't you take the opportunity to rush out just now?" Finn replied, How can I leave you behind and not care? Then he turned around with a gloomy expression and said, This bastard. He actually attacked so forcefully. I won't let him off. After saying that, he got up and walked over. Lucas called out anxiously from behind. Young brother, don't go. You are not his match. On the other side, when Derek saw Finn walking over, he took the initiative and said, Elder brother, let me handle him. Maria cheered him on from behind, saying, Second brother, go for it. Derek was about to say something when Finn cut him off with a slap, flipping him out, and coldly saying, I'm not in a good mood, not interested in hearing your nonsense. He arrived in front of Romeo and said, Romeo, I've come to meet you. Romeo smirked and said, Being able to defeat my second brother, you do have some skills. But Lucas' Sacred Energy 10th layer is not my match. You, with just the Sacred Energy 8th layer, dare challenge me? Maria behind him angrily shouted, Big brother, teach him a lesson. Disable him. After hearing that, Romeo struck a pose and said, Then I'll play with you. No, it's actually me playing with you. Finn coldly retorted, I'll accompany you to the end. Then his energy surged, his cold eyes staring straight ahead. Romeo shouted loudly while charging forward, No matter what evil magic you use in front of absolute power, it's useless. Stop being mysterious and taste my sword. With that, he slashed upward with his sword. There was a loud explosion. Finn was shaken back a few steps by the shockwave. Then he focused his strength in his fist. His fist slammed into Romeo's body. Romeo sneered, Sage's body is as hard as iron. Your attacks are completely ineffective. He swept out with his sword and forced Finn to retreat. Then the two of them fought back and forth for countless rounds. After separating, Finn wondered at this moment, Is it not effective? Lucas also anxiously shouted, Young brother, hurry and run. You are not his opponent. Do you want to leave? It's too late. At this moment, Romeo leaped up and lunged towards Finn. Finn from the Sacred Energy 8th layer has just defeated Romeo from Sage. He turned to the library to return the book, but was asked to pay a protection fee. Finn's lips lifted in a mischievous smile as he said, I admit, Sage's power is indeed very strong, but... Just as Romeo's sword came down, Finn sidestepped to dodge. Afterwards, he aimed a palm strike at Romeo, saying, Even if your physical body is strong, your joints are still weak. Just a crisp sound. Romeo yelled, My arm. No. This can't be. I am Sage. At this moment, Finn coldly remarked, A pampered prince like you with no real combat experience is truly garbage. Maria hurried forward and asked, Big brother, are you okay? Your hand. Get out of here. Romeo, full of anger, slapped Maria away and then grabbed Finn with one hand, roaring, I'm going to kill you. Finn asked casually, Have you ever killed anyone? This question caught Romeo off guard. Finn's eyes were sharp as he said, Trust me. If you fight to the death, you will die a gruesome death. You roll or die. Romeo was scared off by the momentum and said anxiously, You wait for me. After threatening, he turned and ran away, leaving Maria standing there with a puzzled look on her face. Then shrugged and said disdainfully, Just escaping like this, so useless. Lucas following behind also looked puzzled. Finn suddenly turned his head and cutely asked Lucas, Big brother, am I awesome? Lucas, feeling sweaty, asked, Young brother, are you really only 14 years old? You look so intimidating. At this moment, Finn covered his face and said shyly, What are you saying? I really am only 14 years old. Will you take me out to play, please? Upon hearing this, Lucas exclaimed in shock, What kind of expression is that? And not far away, there was someone watching the scene. Eric chuckled and said, This little rascal named Finn is really amusing, don't you think so? On the side, Teacher Beauty coldly replied, You don't have to speak up for him. His life and death are not up to me. The person above may be watching him. Who says this is fate? The scene changes. At this moment, Finn is walking on campus carrying a stack of books, muttering to himself. Big brother is so unreliable. He said he wanted seclusion and asked me to return books to the library for him. It turns out that Finn inadvertently taught the cultivation technique from his past life to his big brother Lucas, who was extremely excited and eager to know the source of the technique. Finn awkwardly lied and said, "This is what I learned while reading at the library pavilion in my family." As Lucas did not grow up in the Chongyang family, he doesn't know that Finn is lying. Then he exclaimed excitedly, "With this technique, believe me, I'll soon be able to advance to a sage." He then expressed his intention to seclude himself for ascetic practices. Finn looked at his suddenly energized older brother, and couldn't help but feel a little helpless. Thinking of this, he couldn't help but sigh. But the Academy's library actually has this kind of book? I seem to understand why my elder brother has lost his ambition. In the blink of an eye, he has already arrived at the Academy library. Finn looked at the library in front of him and exclaimed, "So this is the library of Kargus Academy. It is indeed vast in scale. It's much larger than the library pavilion at Chongyang Manor, and there must be more books here. I have found a great place to cultivate." With that, he ran towards the library. Hold on. Suddenly Finn was blocked by two people. The braided man arrogantly said, "Protection fee, pay up first." "Protection fee?" The braided man continued. "That's right. Romeo dropped out of school and went home. Now this library is under our big brother Harvey's protection." Finn asked in confusion, "Romeo dropped out of school?" The man rubbed his hands together and smirked. "Don't interrupt. Don't ask so many questions. Pay the protection fee quickly." Suddenly, an orange-haired man appeared behind Finn and said, "Nonsense! The territory of the library clearly belongs to our big brother Lionel. How dare you come here to collect the protection fee?" The braided man tactfully responded, "All right, we are all classmates here. Let's be friendly and cooperative. How about you, my friend, pay 2 protection fees?" Finn has just finished teaching the two individuals who collected protection fees a lesson. He turned around and was misunderstood by Beauty again. Facing the two who were collecting protection fees, Finn asked helplessly, "Are you serious?" The braided man knocked the books out of Finn's hand. "We collect protection fee. Cooperate a bit, or we'll hit you." Finn sighed helplessly and said, "I want to live a low-key life, but you guys won't give me a chance." Then, only the sound of bangs and clatters could be heard. Then, at this moment, the braided man and the orange-haired man were kneeling on the ground, crying and sobbing. "Big brother, we were wrong. We didn't recognize the situation correctly. Big brother, we won't dare to do it again. Please spare us." Finn picked up books while scolding. "Where did you go wrong?" the braided man cried. "Big brother, we were wrong. We shouldn't have come to the library to collect protection fees." Just as Finn was about to pick up the last book, a person suddenly appeared in front of him. It turned out to be Beauty. "Is it you?" Finn looked puzzled. Beauty, with an angry face, said, "The teacher actually said you're not a bad person. It turns out these little brothers collecting protection fees are yours. And you? Are you still reading such vulgar books?" Finn snatched the book, shocked, and exclaimed, "How could you misunderstand again? Let me explain." Beauty angrily said, "You despicable lecherous bastard, I will never let you off the hook." Finn explained anxiously, "You misunderstood. This book is not mine, and they are not my little brother. Are you still in denial? I heard them call you big brother with my own ears." With that, she punched Finn and wanted those two people to explain to herself. Who knew that when he turned his head, he found that the two had already run away. He anxiously shouted, "Hey, explain it for me!" While running, the two also made threats. Finn was rendered speechless and thought to himself, Oh my god! Now it's even harder to explain. Helpless, he instantly released his chi. He reached out to Beauty, preparing to. In the expectant eyes of Beauty. Then suddenly pointed to the back and called out, "Bye, Steen!" Beauty was also taken aback and quickly turned around, just in the moment when Beauty turned around. Then sprinted away at a speed of 100 meters in 3 seconds. When Beauty looked back again, she found nothing behind her and realized she had been deceived. Her anger surged in an instant. She stomped her foot on the ground and angrily shouted, "Villain, you escaped again! Don't let me meet you again! Otherwise, you'll be sorry!" Then she turned and left, muttering, "Humph, my mood for reading is completely ruined. I'm going back." Watching the departing Beauty Finn, he sighed in relief. Finally dodged her. What was I, a Generation Sword Saint, really competing with a young girl? Eric suddenly appeared beside Finn and praised, "You hid really quickly.